Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel, The Budgeting Biologist. My name is Brittany. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping on this little old video. And if you're an oldie but a goodie, thank you as always for coming back. For today's video, I will be showing you all how I have been digitally basically tracking and budgeting my money and keeping up with my finances. So if you're interested in that type of content, please consider giving this video a like, commenting, and of course, subscribing to the channel. Your girl would appreciate it. And with that, let's hop into the video. All right, so I do just want to say happy post-Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday to those of you in the US who celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday. I hope it was great. I hope you had lots of good food and we're surrounded by the people you care about most. And if you're out shopping today, be safe. We live in a crazy world. It's crazy time, so just be safe out there today. And hey to everybody else watching this video. So like I already mentioned in the beginning, I will be showing y'all how I digitally track my money and budget and finances all digitally at this point. Previously, I did use the traditional cash envelope system to track my finances when I first began budgeting. But I feel like at this point, I have a pretty good handle on my money now and have definitely controlled my spending more in comparison to when I first started my financial journey. So I'm at the point where it's just like, I don't think I need the cash envelope system anymore. And just putting everything on my credit card and making sure I pay it off in full at the end of the month has been working out really well for me. And that is one of the main reasons why I did go ahead and switch to doing everything digitally. The second reason is that, honestly, y'all, I got really tired of going back and forth to the bank, always having to carry large sums of money. Like I said, it's crazy times out here, y'all, and I just kind of got tired of it. So doing everything digitally just takes away that additional step I have to do to track my finances. So anyways, this is the system that I use. I track everything using a spreadsheet in Google Docs. I personally love doing it in Google Docs because you can have access to it at anywhere, right? I'm doing it on my laptop, but I also have the Google Doc. Did I say Google Docs? Sorry, I'm in Google Sheets app on my phone, so I can just look at this on my phone. Basically, anywhere I have access to my full spread of how I'm tracking my finances. I did explore, getting a Google Sheet on Etsy or something like that. But when I was looking at them, like I couldn't find one that was, that fit how I budget, right? Like I couldn't find one that was very similar to what I had in mind. So I just decided to make my own as I'm showing here. So when you look at my budget sheet, I have my November budget, and then I have all the previous months that I budgeted and that work, savings and investment, and I'll go through those later on. But on the main sheet, I have several blocks of, categories, basically how I am dividing and budgeting my money. So up here, the first things first for me as always is my income. I have basically the type of income, what is my budgeted income, and then what I actually was paid. And since I am a salaried employee at both of my jobs, for 99% of the time, my budget in actual is the same. Guarding, sometimes there's changes in the way taxes are taken out or whatever, but in general, my budget is always the same as my actual. Okay, next thing I have down here is my sinking fund. So I still do have sinking funds, even though I'm no longer using the cash envelope system. I just have like a savings account that houses my sinking fund money. And then I take money out from that savings account to pay off my credit card. So here I have every single sinking fund listed, what I budgeted to put into my sinking fund, what I actually put into my sinking fund, and then, of course, the totals. After that, I have my savings and my various challenges. This will be changing because I no longer do savings challenges after the month of November. These last three, 1,000 cash emergency and zero out, these will all be going away because I am no longer doing savings challenges. I just have all this money now in my savings account, a high yield savings account where it can earn interest. But anyway, I have the type of savings, the category for the savings, what I budget, and then what I actually put, and then of course the totals at the bottom. If we come over to this middle panel, this is where we're actually talking about money that we're actually spending. So here, money that's coming in or going to savings. Here, money that's actually being spent. So up at the top here, I have my fixed expenses. Of course, these generally don't change too much month to month. So I have rent, water, electric, Wi-Fi, my cell phone bill, and Apple. So the only, kind of fixed expense that has been going up is our electric bill. It was a little bit more than we expected this month, and it is going to be even more in December. But we have figured out what was happening. We were running the heat way too long during the day when it didn't need to be on. So my hope is that while my November and December bills are going to be pretty high, by January it'll be back down to what we more expected. So, but anyways, here is what we budgeted, what I have budgeted for my fixed expenses, what the actual is. And then here is what I have left over. And then in the final column is the percent I spent. So the way I set up my Google Sheets is that all I have to do is basically input what I actually spent. Like all I have to do is input these two numbers, budget and actual, and then everything else is calculated automatically. So let's say my rent is, I budgeted $1,000 for my rent. But my rent, I got a discount or something that month, was only $900. And we could see that I would have $100 left over and spent 90% of the budget. So I love doing it this way. It is automatic. There's no guesswork. And the math is always right. So absolutely love doing this. And of course, here I have the totals at the bottom. And as you can see, left over, I do have a net gain of $24.26 because my water bill was lower than what we expected and my Wi-Fi bill was lower than what we budgeted as well. Now moving down here to my variable expenses. This is the one that I'm most excited to show y'all and how I have it set up with my expense tracker. So if I look at my variable expenses, these are my categories: groceries, gas, beauty, shopping, entertainment, spending, giving, Nutrafol, which are the hair vitamins I take, food, and pet for my dog Titan. Again, like I had up here for my fixed expenses, I have my budget, I have what I actually spent, what we have left over, and then the percent of the allotment that I actually spent. Now, what's cool about this is that I don't have to input the actual values. I have up over here on the right-hand side of the screen, set up my expense tracker, and it works so well, guys. So for example, this is all the things that I have spent money on so far in the month of November. So I'm not going to go through all of these for the sake of time. And quite frankly, it's kind of boring. But these are all the things I've spent money on, from going to the cafe at my job, to giving my dad some money for his birthday, to groceries from Amazon, getting a pretzel at the mall, everything like that. So basically how this works is you go over to the expense tracker, right? So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to put today's date, which is 25th, right? And then I put down the store that I went to. I know today I'm going to be going to Ulta to get some stuff, so I'm just going to be putting this as an example. And then I can click here on this little arrow. And again, I just set this all up myself, like watching some YouTube tutorials how to do this. I set this all up myself, and then I can pick one of my categories, right? So let's say whatever I buy at Ulta is going to be coming out of my shopping category. And then my total is, let's just say $20, right? I spent $20 at Ulta. So I spent $20 here. And then if I go to my shopping category, that is automatically put in, right? Like it's automatically put in the actual column. So we theoretically had spent $116.83. And if I remove this, right, let's say I returned this purchase, so I remove the line, it goes back to $96.83. So it automatically calculates how much money I have spent in each one of these categories. That's why I truly love digital tracking, because what I've been doing is When I'm in a store, I make a purchase, I immediately go to my Google Sheets, input it here on my expense tracker, and then I can see in real time, in real life, how much money I've actually spent out of a particular category and how much money I have left over for the rest of the month. And I also have here again the percent that I have spent. So here, for example, food, I did go a little bit over. I budgeted 65. I spent $70.82, which means I have a negative balance of $5.82 left over. Again, you can get all this data. I have all this data available to me at my fingertips by doing it digitally in Google Sheets. Same thing here with my sinking funds. Again, here are all my sinking funds, right? Christmas gifts, car, clothes, Britney, electronics, vacation, future, YouTube, shop small, medical, and car insurance. I have what I'm starting with for the month, what I put in, which is here. So again, I have this set up where all I have to do is enter the value here and it'll automatically change here. So for example, for Christmas, let's say I budgeted 50, but I actually put 70, that will get automatically updated over here. So again, this is why I love digital tracking. And then here I have what I spent, which is out. So this is money that came out of my sinking funds. And I can basically put those purchases here on my expense tracker as well. I've been doing a lot of shopping for Christmas, getting Christmas decorations. So here, for example, this is Christmas. I spent $35.78. So if I change that to 40, it'll automatically get accounted for over here. So I can do that for my sinking funds as well. And then here is what I should have ended left over at the end of the month. So I absolutely love doing this. It has been so much more convenient than trying to do this, on pen and paper, because I have everything at my fingertips in real time. The last thing I want to show y'all on this page is zero-based. So I am a zero-based budgeter, which means when I get my money at the beginning of the month and throughout the month, every single dollar has a place in my budget. And then here is where I am demonstrating, is my budget actually zero-based? So here's my total income that I have, of course, up here. All of my expenses that I budgeted so far, everything that I put into savings that I budgeted to put into savings, and the net total I had left over. And then this money goes to my buffer, which is basically my checking account. And that's money I never touch. So it gives me a zero-based budget. And then here is what I actually spent. So this is what I actually got for my income. This is what my expenses have been so far for the month of November, how much I actually put into savings, and then what I have left over. So you can see so far, we're getting towards the end of the month, but it looks like I will be at a net gain of $231.50. So that will be amazing if I can, stay in the green for the month. So again, I love having all of this digitally so I can track it in real time. So now I'm going to go over to my savings and investing page. So this is my various accounts and other things that I also track every month. So this is what I started with at the beginning of the month. And then I'm going to input my imbalance at the end of November. So right now, you can see this was what was in my checking and savings account at the beginning of the month. I have checking, savings, and sinking funds, my house fund, which is going to be going towards a future down payment. Here I have my various investments and their balances at the beginning of the month: traditional IRA, Roth IRA, Robinhood, Coinbase, and my 401k. And then down here is what I had in my savings challenges. And of course, like I mentioned, I will be getting rid of my savings challenges at the end of the month. So basically, this whole category will be going away. Sad to see it go, but happy to, again, get that interest in a high yield savings account. And again, I can input everything automatically and then see the percent change that I had in the amount of money in my checking account or savings or whatever I choose. So really been loving that. And then over here I have is my credit card. So I like to put the end date of my, the ending balance of my credit card at the end of the month. My Chase card is what I do the majority of my purchases on. Capital One is what I pay some of my bills on. And then this last credit card It's the very first credit card I ever got when I was in college. And I literally just keep it open because it's my oldest account. So I don't ever use it, but I just keep it open just, so I have a long account basically in my credit history. So this is how I have been tracking everything digitally. I've been absolutely loving it. All right, y'all. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful and are considering, digitally tracking your financial journey, let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Is this something you're open to, or are you like a pen and paper type of person? I do understand, the pen and paper people because I was one of them. And a part of me is like, I still want to be able to write down my budget on paper as well, because something about writing it down on paper does make everything feel more real. So I definitely understand the pen and paper people out there, the people that like to write it on their iPad. I feel you. But for those of you who are open to doing everything digitally, let me know how you feel. How's it been going for you? Have you made your own system? Are you using someone else's? I would love to hear. But anyways, I want to thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, again, please consider liking, commenting, and of course, subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And with that, I hope y'all have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.